Black women have always worked. Black women are the only group of women that have not collectively had the luxury of being stay-at-home wives. So I'm completely confused on what you're talking
Well,
about.
so
Stay at
here in
home.
2026, women of
Finished.
all
I wasn't
cultures work.
finished. I wasn't finished.
Okay, go ahead.
They clock in and out of jobs just like their husbands. They clocking in the morning and clocking in and clocking out at night just like their husbands. They're contributing to the bills just like their husbands. Majority of black men are not providing solely for the household. They're not. So if she can come home and still be a parent and be hands-on with their children, there's no reason why he can't. You're up there in age and you're the only person that keeps trying to take jabs at me. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know why you keep bringing up my dad. You don't know what the I was taught. Clearly, you don't know how to mind your manner. Just stop speaking on
Your
that you
daddy didn't teach
don't
it
know.
much
You
because he's a
you run the
pastor,
wrong way
but he
because
got
I
a
say
whole goddamn bull dagger
but
for a daughter.
Your dad has taught you. They would probably have something to say.
Yeah, I be loving that.
You ask me that, I'm gonna be like,
Give me a moment to think about it.
So let's say this then. What
you could give me forever to think about it.
what value did your dad add to your life? No, it's really like do not tell. So he never paid for nothing. He never did.
I mean, he probably paid for some stuff.
All right. So what about if you did you ever feel like if you was in danger, you can call your dad?
For sure.
All right. So
1000%.
So you got a personal bodyguard for your whole entire life growing up. There's a lot of ladies that didn't have that. So you might have didn't get the words of wisdom, but his presence alone protected you in ways that you couldn't even see. So you feel me? So it's like every man don't got the capacity to articulate and deliver and do these things, but that don't mean I'm telling you, like the presence of a man alone changes the whole entire landscape of a woman's life. And social media tried to take that element out. And I explain to you how.
I agree with that statement for sure.
I'm telling you, down to look at it like this, right? I've said it, it ain't like you're gonna get into too many physical altercations. You're like, I would hope not, right? But the presence of a man prevents that as well. Prevention is a motherfucker. Because why you think the fucking president has Secret Service? They not on the job all day shooting, killing, like ducking from, but their presence alone stops people from trying the president. Like a man could have nothing. He could be just dressed with nothing in his pockets and just walk down the street with you. And your day-to-day experience will be different. Just from that alone. So that don't mean that that's enough. But I'm just saying it's always something that a man.
I mean, it's not only just presence. If, let's say a father has a good reputation, whomever his children are, if they're walking out and about without him, other people will seek to also make sure that they're protected. If a woman has, the favor of community or men in her community, then men that would likely do other women harm would steer clear of her just because of the reputation of the men that she associates herself with. So many times don't even need to be with a man in your presence. If the folks around you understand who already got you, they will steer clear as well. So you're definitely protected in ways that you don't see.
I don't want to call complete bullshit on this. However, what I will say is, I had my life had no like significant impact from like my father being around that I knew of. And that matters because when she answered like that, he was like, but he protected you. But what positive, like, what did he teach her? What life lessons? What relationship did she have? It's the same thing as guys being like, well, he don't beat or cheat on you, but that doesn't make a good man. I want you all to understand that fathers for girls, like, I don't know what fathers for boys, like, I don't know what men need from their fathers, what boys need from their fathers. But for a girl, there needs to be a relationship there. You need to know how to be treated just on a base level. And if your father never imparts that on you, then that is also damaging. Now, after my father passed, I learned that he threatened every dude in the neighborhood, stay away from my daughter. He did do that. He was completely absent from me. But listen, apparently he was somebody and people respected him. I did not, because he didn't build that relationship with me. So it's sort of I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. I don't know what to tell you, but I do appreciate that he protected me without me even know. I didn't even know until my 40s that that was done, that he knew what was going on. He had his ear to the street and he told them dudes to stay away from his daughter. I get it. I respect it. But there's another relationship that you need to have with your father, that you need to have with a man. You can't just not cheat, pay the bills, and not beat her. Like, there is more to a man than that. And if you don't have any more to give than that, then you need to stay away from people and definitely don't have children.
Well, do you feel like you understood his point fully, in your opinion?
I understood it, but like I said, there is a whole other relationship dynamic that needs to happen. I respect I respect who he was to other people, but he wasn't that to me. He didn't put
Yeah.
that amount of effort in his own child. And even men that I date, there is an amount of effort that goes into a man uh gaining respect from other men, but they don't do anything to gain respect from their woman except for pay some bills and fight off imaginary intruders.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I'm not telling y'all that y'all mean nothing in those areas, but that is an incomplete man. You need to be more than that. But I
Yeah.
still respect it. Like, I can see both sides. I can respect that, but I can also say you need to be more as a man.
Just so we're clear, can you tell me? Because just so we on the same page, what can you tell me what his point was, or the way that you interpreted it?
What I got from that is that a man's presence a lot of times is all that's needed for us to be safe, or for the surroundings or the people that he is around to be safe. And I agree.
Yeah. So what I got something completely different from that. So what I got
Okay.
from it was that a lot oftentimes maybe women, maybe daughters, maybe sons, right, may
Mhm.
feel like they wanted a lot more from their father. But I think that
Mhm.
he was just speaking to the perspective of, even though you may have wanted and yearned for more, there still are things and ways that he did show up for you that maybe you didn't even know, or maybe you just didn't even realize. Which is not
Mhm.
to say that he couldn't have done more, but it was just to acknowledge maybe you didn't realize that he was there in this way, and
Mhm.
just to articulate that.
I get it. I promise I get it. But being a woman, being having lived through life, I would much rather have I much rather would have had him actually show up and teach me things and impart wisdom. I really would have. But it is what it is. Like, I can't go back and change it. Like, I'm not mad about it or anything, but I see when he was talking, I understand what he's saying, but we cannot downplay the fact that that other part is necessary, especially for the relationships between men and women. That's why we are where we are, because everybody wants to say, well, at least he was protecting you. Okay.
Bo,
Hmm.
did you if you looked at this outside of the lens from your personal
Hmm.
childhood, I think that it would be easier to see what his point was, which was that it wasn't that presence is enough. It was that the presence mattered. Even though you didn't get the rest of what you wanted, his presence still mattered. That because she said, I couldn't think of anything that my father did for me. He was there, but he didn't. He was around. That presence matters. It's almost like the things you can't see can be valuable. You can't see the air in your lungs, but it's still valuable to you.
Yeah.
You didn't benefit directly from your father's presence because it wasn't known to you and how you benefit. That doesn't mean that you're not benefiting from it. Like those conversations he has with people about you that you're not privy to, like maybe with your mom, people in the neighborhood, your teachers, or someone he spoke to on your behalf, you still benefit from that. And just because you didn't benefit in the way that you would have liked to, doesn't necessarily mean he's less of a man. It's more just he's less of a father.
Hmm.
That's the
I get,
difference.
yeah, I agree.
So I figured you would. No, wanted to pose
Shut
it
up.
to you that way.
I think that this is a cultural issue, the perspective here, because I don't know too many men of other cultures that can call themselves men if they're not good fathers. So, I mean, not a good father to your children. I mean, that's crazy. Um, I have an I have a father and I have a stepfather, a very loving stepfather, an amazing stepfather. So the projection can stop. But I know that those kind of men are not common. They're simply not, especially in our community. Black women are the least protected and the most disrespected women on the planet. Oh, and here we go with the huffing and puffing, even though Black women lose their lives at a higher rate than any other group of women out there. By the hands of who? The hands of men that look like us. Romantic partners, fathers, brothers, cousins, uncles. Doesn't sound like protection to me. I think we obviously need more good fathers, good husbands, good uncles, good cousins. Somebody doesn't have to be related to you to be a good person in your life. They don't have to be related to you to be to leave a good impression in your life, or to be a good guardian, or to be a good friend, whatever. But the numbers don't lie. So I think that's crazy to tell somebody that they benefited from their father not being as present as expressed to need. Obviously, your children being aware that you're around matters. Doesn't matter if you showed up at the back of the crowd during their wrestling match where they couldn't fucking see you. If they didn't see you, you weren't there. Like, I don't get it. The presence matters. Children seeing you show up, children seeing you participate in what they care about, children seeing you support them, children seeing knowing that you're coming home every night, reading to them and helping them with their homework and taking them to the extracurriculars. That stuff matters. Saying that you want to be there is not enough. Being there once in a while is not enough. So, yeah, if you want to be a protector, you have to be present, you have to be useful, and you have to be consistent. So,
In my opinion, what he's saying is actually the fact that he doesn't have to be present for his presence to be, for it to matter. I think a lot of women tend to minimize and devalue a man's presence and the effect of it because they think that a man is going to like do what they do. The fact of the matter is in a traditional type of situation with the woman being with the kids and the man being out working, he's not getting home until after he gets off of work. And even at that, he's coming home. Most men, when they come home, they're interacting with their children, not to the way that the woman may think they should emotionally interact with them, but they're still present. A lot of like if you tell a kid, I'm going to call your father, he doesn't even have to be present for a child to straighten up because they know that something is going to happen. There's consequences. So then she was like, my dad didn't really do nothing for me. He bought me things and gave me things, but he didn't really do nothing for me. But then he gave the example, well, if you were in trouble, would your dad defend you? She was like, oh yeah, like no doubt. She was like, yes. It even, there was like no pause or anything like that. She just knew that if she was in trouble, he was going to show up and show out. So that's the value of a man's presence and absence. I think a lot of women devalue that, even to the point of saying that it's not even sufficient enough. Majority of men who are working, a lot of women don't understand that if you want a working man, then you need to also know what type of environment you're going to be in. But because they begin to have resentment and bitterness toward the man who's absent because he's working, because you want him to pay bills, now you devalue him because he's not showing up the way you think that he should show up. And I think that's a reflection of women's selfishness.
Black women have always worked. Black women are the only group of women that have not collectively had the luxury of being stay-at-home wives. So I'm completely confused on what you're talking
Well,
about.
so here in 2026, women of all cultures work.
I wasn't finished.
Okay, go ahead.
They clock in and out of jobs just like their husbands. They clocking in the morning and clocking in and clocking out at night just like their husbands. They're contributing to the bills just like their husbands. Majority of Black men are not providing solely for the household. They're not. So if she can come home and still be a parent and be hands-on with their children, there's no reason why he can't. Again, I think this speaks to culture. It's going to look different to somebody of a different culture where that's more common for only the father to be working and providing.
It's mostly not common anywhere. Only 3 out of 4 married women work. That's 75%. So it's like most women work. And the idea of a stay-at-home wife only happened in a particular time period. It's not normal. Most women worked. It just is what it is. It's this fantasy of being a stay-at-home wife is not an actual normal thing. Most people work. Now, what I find actually a little bit funny is the men that make less than Black men, which would be Hispanic men on average, they have the highest amount of stay-at-home wives, meaning that it's not actually a money situation. It's not the fact that they can't provide. It's actually that they have somebody that is compromising.
Are you Hispanic, Naomi?
I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay. Well, again, that just proves my point that the perspective is different for a reason. You just admitted that most women work. So again, if they can work and pay bills and be hands-on, then there's no excuse. There's no.
Can I add something?
Can I add
something?
Well, wait. Hold on, Bo. I said most women work. You were making it out as if it is Black women that are mostly working. I came to challenge because you said it was a culture. You said it was a cultural thing, and I'm letting you know that most cultures across the board, the woman works. Go ahead, Bo.
In today's society, yes, absolutely.
No, it's been like that for decades.
That wasn't as common.
It's been like that for decades.
No, it hasn't. Black women are the only ones, like I said, that collectively have not been able to be stay-at-home moms. We have always worked side by side with our men. We have
75% of married women work.
I'm sorry.
I just would like
75%
to add.
work, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so then there is no excuse of a man working all day and not contributing.
All right, so let Bo add. Let Bo add what she got to add in. Go ahead, Bo.
I just would like to say that the reason why there are more stay-at-home mothers in the Hispanic households is because they live in multi-generational households a lot of the times, which means that there are more people there contributing to the household, and that's why she's able to stay there and take care of the children. So I just a little context for them, and we don't practice that multi-generational household anymore.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what was the purpose of asking her background. What was the purpose? Because when somebody sit there and made the statement, I'm not talking to you, ma'am.
Because it can.
So again, when somebody made the statement, you need to go answer your. No, ma'am, you can't. So somebody made a issue when I said you need to go seek guidance from your father. You got offended. Don't talk about me.
Your teeth need to fucking seek guidance.
This is crazy. I just don't understand why we keep.
I don't know why you keep bringing up my dad. I don't know what this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why you want to keep bringing up the G spot
you keep bringing up
and all that. I mean, I understand you. I understand, man. I understand, man.
Oh, okay.
You's a bulldagger. You defending what you stand on. I got you. Shout out to you and the rest of you.
Don't you have like a funeral to be planning or something? Like you're up there in fucking age and you're the only person that keeps trying to take jabs at me. I don't understand. I don't know why you keep bringing up my dad. You don't know what the fuck I was taught. Clearly, you don't know how to mind your fucking manner. Just stop speaking on shit.
Your daddy didn't teach you much because he's a pastor, but he got a whole goddamn bulldagger for a daughter.
The facts are the
Please
facts.
Explain that to me. You didn't learn nothing from your parents.
Collectively, you guys do not make barely $60,000 a year, proving that you are not providing for households for a fucking wife and kids. You're not. Your wives are working. Your girlfriends are working. Your baby mamas are working. Collectively, billions of dollars are owed in child support. Y'all are not fucking paying to support the households and the baby mamas you created. That's just a fucking fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. It's not
a fact because most of us don't have children.
Fucking fact.
Most of us don't have children, Jazz.
Yeah, and most of you also have never been married. 50% of you have never been married.
Yeah, but now you're just moving the goalpost.
Father children.
Now you're just moving the goalpost.
Tell me how that makes sense.
You're just moving the goalpost. If I bring up, if I refute, I want everybody to understand here. Every time I refute a fact of Jazz, she just moves the goalpost.
I said that when Black women have always worked. That's a fact.
What woman said?
And you said it was a cultural thing, and I disproved.
What woman married you,
it is a Black American
What woman married you? What woman made you an honest woman?
It is.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who told you yes?
You can
Did
do
a
your
woman
own
bless you with her last
research.
name?
Sorry. You can do your own research. Apparently, it don't matter what the fuck I say. You can go ahead and read it yourself. It's a fact.
So, what was the purpose of asking Naomi's?
I was trying to explain that, but I was getting cut off. Apparently, he didn't ask me the question.
Well, can you do it swiftly?
Again, the culture matters because in Puerto Rican households, it is also usually multi-generational, just like Naomi said. I mean, not Naomi. Boheem said it is. That definitely affects it. That pressure to be the person to just carry the anchor is not really there as much.
Okay, so what does that really matter?
Because what the fuck? It proves my point that Black women have always had to work.
That doesn't even correlate, man. You don't have to work. No, so we'll just break this down very simply. You don't have. We'll break this down very simply. You don't have to work. They choose to be in multi-generational homes. If you choose not to be in a multi-generational home, that doesn't mean that you don't have to work or you have to work. They choose to consolidate. It is a choice. Okay, that is a choice to consolidate, meaning that Black women, also Black families, can choose to consolidate. That means they don't. That means, okay, so that means that the idea that they have to work, if they have the option to choose to consolidate, means they don't have to work. They can consolidate just like Hispanics do.
What the fuck? You're not making
yes, perfect sense. Definitely confuses you. This is crazy.
Women are underappreciating men's roles. And
you're moving the goalpost again.
And the reason why men can't be involved the way that we'd like them to is because they work. That was what I was responding to. Black women have always worked. And if they're working and being involved with their children, so can the fathers, is my point.
You're throwing things up against the wall, man.
Hey, what up, Viz? You just had to come over here and get some of this bullshit.
Hey, Viz was like, hey, what the hell is going on?
Oh, man. And then Viz, somebody, if y'all read these super chats, you motherfuckers in the comments ain't shit. And then Viz, you come up here in a turtleneck, bro. Like, I see what you did, bro. You
Viz said, I ain't got no neck.
Listen, all I would do is just say this. I pray to God that nobody ever does me like this in the super chats. The fact that people spend money to roast us is by far got to be one of the nicest things that could ever happen to a panel member. But goddamn, these niggas are ruthless.
And just to get back to the video, what the young lady actually did gain from that is the normalization of protection. Because when it came to protection, it was a no-brainer. It was like, absolutely, yes, I do have that from my father. So when she moves on to a man, that is now an expectation. Somebody cannot come below standard of that of her father and expect to be able to get the best of her.
Yeah, I think I think that for whatever reason, and it might make sense that why a lot of the women are viewing it from the perspective they are. I think that they're viewing it from a trauma place, like a place of trauma. Because the way that I viewed the video was, I agree with the point that he made. It was a sound point. However, I can also say that, at least in this modern day and age, that yeah, it's a lot more goes into being a father. I think that traditionally, men only knew what they knew, and men only knew what they learned from other men. So if that was the men that they came from, it makes sense why they tried to be a father the best that they thought being a father was, what they thought the role was. But at least now the requirements are a little bit different with the world that we live in. I think that, I come from a place where men simply just told their daughters, don't be a whore, but they didn't actually teach them They just told him not to. And if they did do some whole shit, they was the ones going to whoop their ass in front of the whole hood. They whoop your ass in front of the whole hood, But I think that we should be teaching our kids. We should be spending time with our kids. And I think that our kids should admire us, because if they admire us, I think that that's the highest chance that we have of them actually listening to what we say and wanting our guidance and our provision. But yeah, he made an extremely sound point that even though you may have not seen the ways that your father may have covered, every way that he covered you, and maybe he might have made some missteps, or didn't do certain things that you would have liked, or maybe more people would have liked. However, he did cover you in certain ways, and I can agree on the other side that we do need to be more as fathers at the same time.